Have you ever felt like you're part of a massive game, but you don't quite know the rules? Life, with all its ups and downs, pressures and challenges, can sometimes feel overwhelming. What if there was a completely different approach? A path that allows you to stand firm, confident, and resilient in the face of any situation, even in the toughest moments. In today's video, we're diving into the secret to winning the game of life. It's not about luck, and it's not about instant success. It's about Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has endured for thousands of years, helping people find peace amid chaos and strength from within. Are you ready to discover this powerful secret? Let's begin the journey to mastering life's game. Think of life as a game, not just any game, but one where the rules are simple yet profound. How you approach challenges, seize opportunities, and respond to setbacks can shape your journey to fulfillment and happiness. In today's episode, we'll uncover 9 essential principles to help you master this game of life. From harnessing the power of your words to cultivating discipline, love, and intuition, these lessons will guide you in navigating life with wisdom and resilience. If you find today's episode helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe to Stoicism, and share it with friends and family. This might be exactly what they need to hear. Now, let's dive right into it. 1. Life is like a game, and understanding how to play it is key to fulfillment, success, and peace. But this isn't just any game. The stakes are high, and the rules can often seem ambiguous. Yet once you understand how to navigate it, life becomes much simpler. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." This quote reminds us that much of life's game revolves around mindset, the way we approach situations, react to challenges, and shape our reality through our thoughts. In this game, your mindset is your greatest tool. Think of it this way: life isn't about avoiding difficulties, but about learning how to respond when they arise. Each challenge you face is like a new level in the game, and every decision you make is a move. Approach these obstacles with wisdom, patience, and calm, and you'll advance. But if you let fear or frustration dominate, you risk becoming stuck. Epictetus taught us that while we cannot control events, we can control our responses to them. That's rule number 1 in the game of life. Focus on your reactions, not the events themselves. Consider a real-world example. Imagine a major project at work suddenly collapses due to circumstances beyond your control. Many might panic or place blame, but in the game of life, you succeed by taking a step back, reassessing, and calmly choosing your next move. Marcus Aurelius would remind you, look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will forever bubble up if you will forever dig. Often the solutions to life's problems lie within us, but it's how we approach them that determines if we win or lose the game. Another vital lesson in life's game: you don't get to choose the cards you're dealt, but you do choose how to play them. Some people begin with great advantages, wealth, connections, opportunities, yet fail to make the most of them. Others start with almost nothing but manage to build remarkable lives because they know how to work with the tools they have. Albert Einstein put it simply: life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Success isn't about having the best hand. It's about making the most of what you've got. This game also requires flexibility. Life can change course without warning. One moment everything flows smoothly, the next chaos erupts. The Stoics valued adaptability, and Seneca famously said, "Throw me to the wolves and I will return leading the pack." That's the resilience this game demands. No matter what happens, adapt, grow, and keep moving forward. When life changes, don't resist it. Embrace the flow, learn from it, and allow each experience to strengthen you. In this journey, remember that your mind, your attitude, and your resilience are your most powerful allies. Learn the new rules and find your path to success. One of the most fascinating aspects of life's game is that it isn't a competition against others. It's a competition with yourself. It's about becoming the best version of you, no matter where you start or what obstacles stand in your way. Buddha taught that the mind is everything. What you think, you become. This reinforces that our inner thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes are what shape our experience of life. In the game of life, cultivating a mindset of growth, gratitude, and resilience is one of the most vital strategies. Yet remember, winning isn't about a traditional victory. It's about learning, evolving, and making steady progress each day. So there's no finish line, no final moment where everything is perfect. The journey itself is the reward. The more you learn to embrace the process, the deeper your fulfillment will be. So as Confucius wisely said, it does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Persistence is key. No matter how challenging things become, as you keep moving forward, you're on the right path. 2. The law of prosperity. The law of prosperity teaches that abundance goes beyond financial wealth. It's about leading a life rich with purpose, fulfillment, and gratitude. In Stoic philosophy, prosperity isn't found in material possessions, but in the depth of our inner life and the quality of our thoughts. Seneca said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." This reminds us that real prosperity stems from contentment and an ability to manage what we already have rather than constantly chasing more. And a foundational aspect of prosperity is the understanding that our thoughts shape our reality. If you focus only on what's lacking, whether it's money, success, or relationships, you'll feel as if you're living in a perpetual state of lack. But if you shift your attention to what you already have, cultivating gratitude for it, you'll open yourself up to even more abundance. This doesn't mean ignoring ambitions or financial growth. Rather, it means recognizing that the root of prosperity lies within. Consider the example of someone consumed by the pursuit of wealth, believing that more money equates to happiness. Even if they achieve financial success, they may still feel empty if they've neglected other areas of life: relationships, personal growth, or health. Conversely, someone who embraces gratitude for what they have, whether modest or abundant, finds peace and satisfaction. This embodies the Stoic guide that true wealth is measured by your capacity to appreciate the present moment and find joy in what you already possess. A powerful example of this principle is giving. The Stoics believed that giving and receiving are interconnected, creating a flow of abundance. When you give, whether your time, resources, or knowledge, you make space for prosperity to return to you in unexpected ways. Seneca put it aptly, "No man was ever wise by chance. Wise decisions, including the decision to give, arise from a conscious understanding of life's nature, not by accident." Prosperity is not merely about what you have, but how you use it. Take, for instance, someone who has achieved immense financial success but feels stressed, overwhelmed, and disconnected from others. Though they may have all the material wealth they could imagine, without emotional or spiritual well-being, they are not truly prosperous. True prosperity is balanced, rooted in gratitude, generosity, and an awareness that wealth extends beyond mere possessions. The Stoics would argue that true prosperity lies in living in alignment with your values, knowing what truly matters, and using your resources, whether financial, emotional, or intellectual, to create a life of meaning. In the game of life, the law of prosperity also teaches us patience and trust in the process. Epictetus once said, "No great thing is created suddenly any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen." This wisdom reminds us that prosperity is not something that appears overnight. It's cultivated over time with steady effort and persistence. If you plant seeds of effort in your career, relationships, or personal growth, they will grow into prosperity, but only if nurtured and given the patience to flourish. Another essential aspect of prosperity is balancing effort with surrender. While it's crucial to work hard and set goals, it's equally important to trust that the universe will support your efforts. The Stoics believed in focusing on what is within our control and letting go of what is not. As Seneca said, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. When giving your best in the present moment and releasing attachment to specific outcomes, you create space for prosperity to unfold naturally. At its core, prosperity is about living a life of purpose. It's not about accumulating material wealth for the sake of it, but about using what you have to make a difference for yourself and others. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The fruit of this life is a good character and acts for the common good." So this Stoic teaching reminds us that the true value of prosperity lies in how we contribute to the world around us. Whether through acts of kindness, pursuing a meaningful passion, or simply being a positive influence in your community, prosperity is about creating a life that matters. In essence, the law of prosperity is about much more than financial success. It's about developing a mindset of abundance, giving freely, and living with purpose. Stoics teach us that true wealth comes from within, nurtured by gratitude, patience, and the conscious use of our resources. When you focus on what you already have and use it to build a meaningful life, you unlock the door to prosperity in all its forms. 3. The power of the word. Words hold immense power in shaping your reality. In the game of life, the words you speak to yourself and to others are like commands sent into the universe. The Stoics understood this deeply and placed great emphasis on using words mindfully. Epictetus advised, first learn the meaning of what you say and then speak. This highlights the importance of intentional communication, as words have the potential to uplift or diminish depending on how we use them. Consider your words as seeds. Each time you speak, you plant something, whether positive or negative. If you sow seeds of doubt, fear, or negativity, you'll see those things manifest in your life. But when you speak words of encouragement, positivity, and love, you'll nurture growth in these areas. Here, the Stoic principle of focusing on what's within your control becomes paramount. While you can't control everything in life, you can control the words that leave your mouth. Think about it. One harsh comment from someone can ruin your entire day, even if all else is going well. That's the power of words. They don't only affect others, they impact us too. If you continually tell yourself, I'm not good enough, you'll start to internalize the belief and act in ways that reflect it. On the other hand, if you affirm your strengths and acknowledge your abilities, you would build your confidence and reshift it in confidence and resilience in facing challenges. Marcus Aurelius believed that words could be either a source of inner strength or a path to self-doubt. He wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Words shape thoughts, and thoughts shape reality." So in the game of life, choose your words as carefully as you would choose your actions. They're not merely sounds, they are the foundation upon which you build your world. 4. The law of non-resistance. Non-resistance means recognizing when it's more productive to adapt and adjust rather than to resist. A prime example of this principle is how we deal with change. Many people fear change because it brings uncertainty, disrupting the comfort of routine. Yet change is a natural, unavoidable part of life, and resisting it only adds stress. The Stoics taught that the universe is in constant flux, and our peace of mind depends on our ability to adapt to that change. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The universe is change, our life is what our thoughts make it." By accepting the inevitability of change, we free ourselves from the frustration that comes from trying to keep things the same. Non-resistance is particularly powerful when dealing with difficult people or challenging situations. Imagine you're in conflict with someone at work or in your personal life. If you resist by becoming defensive or trying to control their behavior, the conflict often escalates. However, if you approach the situation with acceptance, acknowledging that while you cannot control their actions, you can control your response, you maintain your peace and create a better chance for resolution. Seneca observed, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Much of our suffering stems from mental resistance rather than the reality of the situation itself. This principle also applies to emotions. The Stoics believe that resisting emotions like anger, sadness, or fear only strengthens them. Instead, they advocated observing emotions without judgment, allowing them to pass through us without becoming entangled in them. Epictetus taught that emotions are natural. What matters is how we choose to engage with them. If we suppress or deny our emotions, they often grow stronger. But by accepting and feeling them without resistance, they gradually lose their hold over us. Consider the law of non-resistance in the context of personal goals and ambitions. Sometimes becoming too attached to a specific outcome creates resistance by forcing things to happen. This can lead to frustration when reality doesn't align with our plans. However, approaching goals with a mindset of non-resistance, doing our best, while remaining open to various possibilities, allows opportunities to come naturally. Lao Tzu, the ancient Chinese philosopher, said, "By letting go, it all gets done." This wisdom reflects the idea that sometimes stepping back and releasing the need to control everything is key to achieving what you want. And another important facet of non-resistance is learning to let go of the past. Holding on to grudges, regrets, or mistakes as a form of resistance that traps us in negativity. The Stoics emphasize focusing on the present and accepting that the past is beyond our control. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "Do not act as if you had 10,000 years to throw away. Death stands at your elbow. Be good for something while you live, and it is in your power." This teaching underscores that clinging to the past causes us to miss out on the present and the possibilities it holds. Non-resistance also extends to physical health and well-being. By letting go of unnecessary tension and embracing a balanced approach, we allow our bodies to align with their natural rhythms, fostering both mental and physical harmony. 5. The law of karma and forgiveness. The other side of karma is forgiveness. The Stoics taught that holding on to anger, resentment, or bitterness ultimately harms only ourselves. Epictetus advised, when you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings. Then you will forget your anger. This reflects the Stoic belief that forgiveness is a powerful tool for maintaining inner peace. By forgiving others, we free ourselves from the emotional weight of the past and open the door to healing. Forgiveness isn't about excusing bad behavior or forgetting what happened. It's about releasing the emotional attachment to the hurt. When we choose not to forgive, we carry that burden with us, often allowing it to cloud our mood, influence our decisions, and affect our relationships. Nelson Mandela, who endured 27 years in prison, famously remarked, "Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies." This captures the idea that holding on to anger or grudges harms only the person clinging to them, not the one who caused the pain. Imagine a situation where someone wronged you, perhaps at work or in a personal relationship. Holding on to that anger may feel justified, but over time it becomes a weight you carry. Now you might find yourself replaying the event in your mind, growing more frustrated with each recollection. The Stoic approach, however, would encourage recognizing that while we can't control the actions of others, we can control our responses. By choosing forgiveness, you release yourself from that emotional burden and regain your peace of mind. In the game of life, forgiveness is a vital skill. The Stoics believed life is too short to waste on grudges or unresolved conflict. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Rather than retaliating or clinging to anger, the Stoic way forward is to live in alignment with your values. Forgiving doesn't mean condoning the behavior, it means refusing to let it define your actions or your life. The law of forgiveness also extends to how we treat ourselves. Sometimes the hardest person to forgive is oneself, whether it's for past mistakes, missed opportunities, or unwise actions. The Stoics taught that while self-improvement is essential, self-compassion is equally necessary. Seneca observed, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, but because we do not doubt that things are difficult." Said insight reminds us that self-forgiveness is a powerful tool for overcoming obstacles and moving forward in life. Forgiving oneself doesn't mean ignoring one's mistakes, it means acknowledging them, learning from them, and releasing the guilt or shame tied to them. Guilt and regret can become heavy anchors, paralyzing you from making positive changes. Practicing self-forgiveness frees you to grow, learn, and move toward a better version of yourself. In relationships, forgiveness has the power to transform. When we forgive others, we create space for healing and potential reconciliation. Even if a relationship doesn't continue, forgiveness allows us to part ways without carrying bitterness or resentment. Forgiveness nurtures inner peace, reminding us that life is fleeting, and it's within our power to choose a path marked by compassion, resilience, and integrity. Mahatma Gandhi said, "The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong." In Stoicism, strength is found in mastering our emotions and choosing to act with virtue even when it's challenging. In essence, the laws of karma and forgiveness teach us that our actions and attitudes are the architects of our lives. The Stoics remind us that by living with virtue and integrity, we create positive ripples in the world. Simultaneously, practicing forgiveness both for others and ourselves frees us from the emotional weight of the past, allowing us to move forward with clarity and peace. Together, these principles show that in the game of life, we have the power to shape our reality through our actions and the grace of letting go. 6. Casting the burden. Casting the burden is about releasing the emotional, mental, or even spiritual weights that hold us back in life. In Stoic philosophy, this concept is closely tied to accepting what is beyond our control and focusing on what we can influence. Epictetus advised, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. This teaching reminds us that many of the burdens we carry, whether they're worries, fears, or regrets, are often not ours to hold. Learning how to cast these burdens aside is essential for living a life marked by peace and purpose. Carrying unnecessary burdens is like trying to run a race with a heavy backpack. Each step becomes harder, and eventually you may find yourself unable to move forward. Casting the burden means recognizing what's weighing you down and making a conscious decision to release it. This doesn't imply shirking responsibilities or ignoring challenges, but rather letting go of the emotional attachment to things we cannot change or control. Marcus Aurelius observed, how much more grievous are the consequences of anger than the causes of it. Often the burdens we carry are more harmful than the situations themselves. Consider a time when you were consumed with worry over something beyond your control, whether it was a job outcome, a conflict, or uncertainty about the future. That worry likely drained your energy, clouded your thinking, and prevented you from enjoying the present moment. The Stoics teach us that our only true control lies in our thoughts, actions, and attitudes. That everything else, including others' opinions or event outcomes, is beyond our influence. By accepting this, we free ourselves from unnecessary burdens of worry. Casting the burden also applies to the emotional baggage we carry from the past. Many people find themselves trapped in cycles of regret, guilt, or unresolved emotions from past experiences. Holding on to these feelings can prevent us from moving forward and embracing new possibilities. Seneca remarked, "What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears." The Stoic perspective encourages us to accept that life includes hardship, but that our approach to those hardships defines our excretion. Letting go of past burdens is essential for a more fulfilled life. A powerful example of casting the burden is learning to release expectations. Often we create stress by clinging to rigid expectations about how things should be, whether in relationships, at work, or in our personal goals. When reality falls short of those expectations, we feel disappointment, frustration, or even defeat. Stoics teach us that by releasing expectations and embracing life as it unfolds, we can find a deeper sense of peace. In conclusion, casting the burden is a practice of recognizing what we cannot change and choosing to release the weight of those things from our hearts and minds. By letting go of worries, regrets, and rigid expectations, we open ourselves to a life of greater freedom, ease, and clarity. It is through this conscious release that we find our path to inner peace and resilience. Epictetus advised, "Don't seek for everything to happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will. Then your life will flow well." This idea captures the essence of casting the burden, releasing our need to control beyond the uncontrollable and trusting in the natural flow of life. An important facet of this law is the concept of surrendering to a higher power or to the universe itself. While Stoicism emphasizes self-reliance, it also acknowledges forces greater than ourselves at work in the world. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Everything harmonizes with me, which is harmonious to thee, O universe. Nothing for me is too early nor too late, if it be timely for thee." This Stoic view encourages us to see ourselves as part of a larger whole, occasionally requiring us to surrender our burdens to that higher power, trusting that the universe will handle what lies beyond our control. So in relationships, casting the burden can be incredibly liberating. Many people carry the weight of trying to fix others, control their behavior, or make relationships perfect. Such burdens often lead to frustration and conflict, as Stoicism teaches us that we can control only our own actions, not those of others. By releasing the need to change someone else, we make room for acceptance, understanding, and healthier connections. Seneca advised, associate with people who are likely to improve you. This doesn't mean cutting people off, but rather understanding that we cannot bear responsibility for another person's growth or happiness. Casting the burden also relates to health and well-being. Stress, anxiety, and emotional strain can manifest physically, leading to fatigue, tension, and even more severe health issues. Holding on to burdens creates mental and physical strain. Stoicism teaches that by letting go of these burdens, whether through mindfulness, reflection, or acceptance, we restore balance and enhance our well-being. Epictetus noted, "We are not disturbed by things, but by the views we take of them." This suggests that much of our stress is self-imposed. By shifting our mindset, we can release the mental weight that restricts us. Casting the burden doesn't mean shirking responsibility or giving up on goals. Rather, it involves discerning what lies within our control and directing our energy toward those things. Instead of attempting to carry the world's weight on our shoulders, Stoicism encourages us to focus on what we can achieve today, in this moment, and trust that everything else will unfold as it should. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Do every act of your life as though it were the very last act of your life." And this wisdom encourages us to live fully in the present, investing our best efforts without becoming preoccupied with what lies beyond our control. In sum, casting the burden is about freeing ourselves from emotional, mental, and spiritual weights that impede a peaceful, fulfilling life. The Stoics remind us that we cannot control everything. By focusing on what is within our power and letting go of the rest, we liberate ourselves from needless suffering. Whether it's releasing past regrets, managing expectations, or surrendering to the flow of life, casting the burden is an essential step in mastering the game of life. 7. Love. Love, in its many forms, is among the most profound forces in life. Although Stoicism is often associated with emotional restraint and rationality, it also recognizes the significance of love both as a guiding principle and as a source of strength. The Stoics' love goes beyond romantic relationships. It encompasses compassion, friendship, and a love for humanity as a whole. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. But love, that is what carries you through all of life's transitions." This insight underscores the Stoic view that love is not a weakness, but a resilient force that helps us endure life's challenges. For the Stoics, love involves a deep sense of empathy and respect for others, recognizing that all people are part of a greater whole. This love fosters compassion, even toward those who may oppose or misunderstand us. Epictetus urged us to regard each individual with understanding, as everyone faces personal struggles we may not see. In this way, love, as the Stoics saw it, is a force that grounds us, reminding us of our shared humanity and encouraging us to act with kindness and wisdom. Love is also a source of inner strength. While we often associate resilience with stoic fortitude, love provides another form of resilience, enabling us to overcome life's hardships with grace. It motivates us to grow, to forgive, and to seek unity with others. By embracing love in its many forms, we find a steady source of inspiration that strengthens us through all of life's seasons. In the game of life, love is a virtue that amplifies our ability to connect, to understand, and to act with integrity. The Stoics teach that love, far from being an indulgence, is a reflection of our highest values, guiding us to live purposefully and harmoniously within the vast web of humanity. In other words, love, when guided by reason and virtue, serves as a compass to help us navigate life's peaks and valleys. At the heart of Stoic love is a gape of profound, unconditional love that extends to all humanity. To love is not driven by personal gain or attachment, but rooted in a sense of shared humanity and mutual respect. Stoics believe that love should be anchored in virtue, embodying selflessness, compassion, and a focus on others' well-being. Seneca observed, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." This statement reminds us that love is not reserved for a select few. It is a way of engaging with the world and treating everyone with dignity and kindness. So one powerful way to understand Stoic love is through the lens of community and connection. Stoics believe that we are all interconnected and that our actions resonate beyond ourselves, affecting those around us. Love then becomes the binding thread of society. It is an acknowledgement that we are all part of the same human family, and our actions should reflect a dedication to the common good. Marcus Aurelius advised, "What's bad for the hive is bad for the bee." This reflects the Stoic principle that individual flourishing is inseparable from the health of the collective. In relationships, love is not about possession or control, but about mutual respect and shared growth. Stoics believe that the most fulfilling relationships are those in which both individuals encourage each other's journey toward virtue and toward development. Epictetus said, "To love only what happens, what was destined, no greater harmony." This teaching reminds us to love people not because they are flawless, but because they share with us the journey of life. By accepting others as they are and supporting their growth, we cultivate relationships rooted in mutual respect rather than unrealistic demands. To love, according to the Stoics, also involves self-love, not in a self-centered or egotistical way, but in the sense of respecting and valuing oneself. The Stoics taught that to love others fully, we must first develop compassion for ourselves. This means embracing our imperfections, learning from our mistakes, and allowing ourselves the grace to grow. Seneca remarked, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality." This wisdom highlights that much of our self-criticism is unnecessary and self-imposed. To love oneself is to treat oneself with the same patience and kindness we would extend to a close friend. Another essential aspect of Stoic love is the idea of detachment. This doesn't imply coldness or indifference, but rather the practice of loving without clinging. Stoics believed that we should love deeply while recognizing that everything in life is transient. Epictetus taught that we should be prepared to let go of the things and people we love, not out of a cock or lack of care, but to avoid the suffering that can come from attachment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Accept the things to which fate binds you and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but you should better." This Stoic perspective on love teaches us to cherish those in our lives while understanding the impermanence of all things. So one of the most challenging aspects of love is learning to forgive. The Stoics held that forgiveness is essential in love, as holding on to anger or resentment harms both the individual and relationship. Seneca stated, "It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable." In the context of love, this suggests that true strength lies in the capacity to forgive and move past old wounds, allowing love to flourish rather than be stifled by bitterness. In the larger framework of life, love is a force that drives us toward a higher purpose. Whether it is love for a partner, a friend, or humanity as a whole, love inspires us to live in harmony with our values and to contribute to the greater good. The Stoics teach that love, when balanced by wisdom and virtue, is not only the source of inner strength but also a guiding light toward a life of meaning and fulfillment. Albert Schweitzer, the Nobel Peace Prize-winning philosopher and humanitarian, once said, "Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you are doing, you will be successful." This idea emphasizes that when we approach life with love, whether through our work, relationships, or personal growth, we can naturally find fulfillment and success. In conclusion, love from the Stoic perspective is a powerful and transformative force that permeates all aspects of life. The Stoics remind us that love is not about control or possession, but about compassion, acceptance, and respect. Whether we express love by supporting others, nurturing ourselves, or contributing to the common good, love helps us navigate life's challenges and find meaning in the process. To be practicing love with wisdom and detachment, we cultivate a life of greater fulfillment and harmony. 8. Intuition or guidance. Intuition, or inner guidance, is an essential aspect of living a fulfilling life in Stoic philosophy. Although the Stoics emphasized rational thought and reason, they also recognized the value of listening to one's inner voice. Epictetus taught that our minds are naturally equipped to distinguish between what is within our control and what is not. This same inner wisdom or intuition can guide us toward decisions that align with our true values and purpose. Intuition is often described as a gut feeling or instinct that signals when something is right or wrong, even if there isn't a logical explanation to support it. The Stoics believe that while reason is critical for making sound decisions, intuition serves as a compass that can guide us toward what is truly best for us. Marcus Aurelius advised, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This reflects the belief that deep down, we often know what is right and wrong, even if we cannot immediately articulate why. In the game of life, intuition serves as an internal compass, guiding us toward choices that resonate with our highest good, even when these choices aren't the most obvious or logical. Think of intuition as the subtle voice inside that nudges you to take a different path, even when circumstances seem straightforward on the surface. Sometimes we overlook this guidance in favor of practicality or logic, only to realize later that our initial gut feeling was pointing us in the right direction. Steve Jobs once said, "You can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backward." This sentiment reflects the idea that while intuition may not always make sense in the moment, its wisdom often becomes evident over time. Consider intuition in action when meeting new people or encountering new opportunities. Have you ever met someone and instantly felt a sense of unease, even though nothing seemed out of place? That's intuition at work. Our subconscious mind picks up on subtle cues, body language, tone of voice, or energy that our conscious mind hasn't fully processed yet. Stoics believe that by listening to this inner guidance, we can navigate life more wisely and avoid many pitfalls. Seneca once remarked, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." This suggests that when we prepare ourselves to reason and self-discipline, intuition can lead us to the right opportunities at the right time. Another way to view intuition is as a form of inner wisdom cultivated through experience and rooted in our values. Intuition doesn't replace rational thought but complements it, enabling us to make choices that are aligned not only with our immediate circumstances but also with our deeper purpose. As we learn to trust this inner guidance, we develop a stronger sense of clarity and direction. The Stoics teach us that intuition, balanced by reason and aligned with virtue, helps us stay true to our path, fostering a life rich in meaning and authenticity. The more you live in harmony with your core beliefs, the stronger your intuition becomes. It's like a muscle that strengthens with use. When you consistently listen to and act on your inner voice, you develop greater confidence in your ability to face life's challenges. Epictetus emphasized the importance of trusting our own judgment over relying too heavily on the opinions of others, advising, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." This suggests that your intuition, shaped by your personal philosophy and experiences, can guide you more accurately than external. In relationships, intuition serves as a vital tool, helping us discern whether a person or situation is truly right for us. Logic might suggest that someone is a perfect match on paper, yet your intuition may signal that something is missing or off. Conversely, you may feel an immediate, inexplicable connection with someone, and your intuition might encourage you to explore it. The Stoics remind us to trust this inner guidance, as it often leads us toward relationships that are genuinely fulfilling and would resonate with our true selves. However, the Stoics also emphasize the need to balance intuition with reason. While intuition is a valuable guide, it's important to question whether your gut feelings stem from genuine wisdom or are influenced by fear, insecurity, or past experiences. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Look well into yourself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if you will always look." This encourages us to combine intuition with self-reflection and reason, creating a powerful decision-making tool. In professional life, intuition often acts as a catalyst for success. Many accomplished individuals credit their achievements to following their gut instincts, even when others doubted them. Whether it's making a bold career move, starting a business, or shifting direction, intuition can spark breakthroughs. Albert Einstein once said, "The only real valuable thing is intuition." This highlights the idea that transformative, innovative decisions often arise from following inner guidance, rather than conventional wisdom. In the Stoic practice of self-reflection, intuition plays a central role. By regularly reflecting on our thoughts, actions, and choices, we deepen our connection to inner wisdom. Marcus Aurelius frequently spoke about the need to look inward for clarity and guidance. He noted, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." This inner sanctuary allows us to access our intuition away from the noise of the external world. In these moments of quiet reflection, our true path often becomes clear. In conclusion, intuition or inner guidance is a powerful tool for navigating the complexities of life. The Stoics teach that while reason is essential, we must also trust our inner voice, which often guides us toward what is best. When combined with self-reflection and wisdom, intuition helps us make insightful decisions in relationships, careers, and life's many opportunities. By following this inner compass, we align more closely with our true purpose, finding fulfillment and authenticity in the process. 9. Perfect self-expression or the divine design. Perfect self-expression, often referred to as the divine design, is the practice of living in alignment with one's authentic self and realizing one's unique potential. This concept suggests that each person has a distinct path or purpose, and fulfillment comes from expressing our true selves fully and courageously. In Stoicism, this concept of perfect self-expression aligns closely with the idea of living according to nature, understanding place in the universe, and fulfilling one's role with integrity and virtue. Epictetus once said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This powerful statement reminds us that self-expression is not about achieving someone else's version of success. Rather, it's about embodying who we are and living in a way that genuinely reflects our values and purpose. At the core of perfect self-expression is the understanding that each individual has a unique purpose or design. This is not about destiny in a predetermined sense, but rather about recognizing our own skills, passions, and strengths and finding ways to use them in service to others and ourselves. For the Stoics, fulfillment came from living in alignment with one's nature. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What is your vocation? To be a good person." For the Stoics, this meant striving to live virtuously, act kindly, and contribute to the common good, all while remaining true to one's core principles. In today's world, perfect self-expression is often challenging. We are constantly bombarded by messages about who we should be, what success looks like, or how we ought to live. Social media, societal pressures, and external opinions can easily draw us away from our true selves, leading us to seek external validation instead of inner fulfillment. The Stoics, however, urge us to look inward and remain focused on our personal journey rather than compare ourselves to others. Seneca remarked, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, but because we do not dare that they are difficult." This quote highlights how much of life's struggle comes from fear of fully expressing ourselves and daring to be authentic. Consider someone you admire, a leader, artist, or entrepreneur. What likely sets them apart is not just talent or skill, but their ability to live authentically. People who express themselves fully often stand out because they're not trying to fit into a predefined mold. They are brave enough to carve their own path. Albert Einstein once said, "The person who follows the crowd will usually go no further than the crowd. The person who walks alone is likely to find themselves in places no one has ever been before." This captures the idea that true success and fulfillment stem from embracing your uniqueness and expressing it with confidence. Perfect self-expression requires self-awareness, something the Stoics emphasize strongly. Knowing yourself, your strengths, weaknesses, passions, and values helps you express yourself authentically. Epictetus advised, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." This isn't merely about outward appearances, it's about presenting yourself in a way that aligns with who you truly are. Self-awareness also helps us avoid the pitfalls of external expectations and opinions, guiding us to stay true to ourselves. Furthermore, perfect self-expression is a journey, not a final destination. We don't wake up one day as fully realized individuals. Rather, self-expression is a continuous process of growth and self-discovery. The Stoics teach that life is about ongoing improvement or progress toward a virtuous life. Seneca said, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." This reminds us that self-expression isn't about achieving perfection, it's about the pursuit of becoming the best version of ourselves. In relationships, perfect self-expression means being honest about who we are rather than conforming to others' expectations. The Stoics believe that true connection grows from authenticity. When we express ourselves fully and allow others to do the same, we foster deeper, more meaningful relationships. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This wisdom can extend to relationships when we are authentic in thoughts and actions. We invite others to be authentic as well, creating bonds rooted in mutual respect and understanding. Perfect self-expression also requires taking risks. Often we hesitate to express ourselves fully because we fear rejection, failure, or criticism. Yet the Stoics would remind us that true fulfillment comes from embracing our inner nature, even if that means stepping outside of comfort zones or enduring judgment. When we practice self-expression with wisdom, courage, and virtue, we move closer to living a life that is not only more meaningful to ourselves, but also contributes positively to the world around us. The Stoics remind us that fears like doubt or misunderstanding from others are natural, but they shouldn't keep us from living authentically. Epictetus once said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." This underscores that in the pursuit of self-expression, facing doubt or criticism from others is simply part of the journey. As you embrace your true self, you build resilience and confidence to handle the challenges that come with it. In the context of your career or personal goals, perfect self-expression means aligning your work with your passions and values. So when you do work that reflects who you are, it becomes more than a job, it becomes a genuine expression of yourself. Steve Jobs famously said, "Your work is going to fill a large part of your life. And the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do." This illustrates that self-expression isn't limited to creativity or art. It's about living in a way that feels right for you, whether that's in your career, hobbies, or relationships. In conclusion, perfect self-expression, or what some call the divine design, is about living in alignment with your true self. The Stoics teach us that fulfillment comes from understanding who we are, embracing our unique purpose, and expressing it fully. Whether through relationships, work, or personal growth, the journey towards self-expression requires continual self-awareness, courage, and authenticity. So when you live according to your values and stay true to your nature, you live a life that is not only successful, but also deeply meaningful. Thank you for joining us today on Stoic Saga. I hope you found these reflections on the game of life and how to play it insightful and valuable. Life is a journey filled with challenges, opportunities, and growth. Whether it's about trusting your intuition, practicing non-resistance, or aligning with your true self, Stoic teachings provide a timeless guide for navigating it all with wisdom and resilience. As you journey onward, remember to keep these guiding principles in your heart. Focus on what you can truly influence. Let go of the burdens that no longer serve you, and commit to living in a way that is both authentic and intentional. Life's purpose isn't about achieving perfection, it's about making steady progress and discovering fulfillment in every step. If today's episode resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Beacon of Ancient Insights for more wisdom on leading a balanced and empowered life. Spread these teachings with those around you, friends, family, anyone who could benefit from a deeper perspective. Until we meet again, stay resilient, stay mindful, and keep embracing life's challenges with a psychological heart.